Alright, I'm coming at you guys from the future. I seem to be having issues with files corrupting when I use a certain SD card. Intro for this, and actually another clip that I had for this video got corrupted. You guys know that I got rid of my track card not too long ago because of the mandates. I couldn't go to the track and I went full time with YouTube, so I used a bit of the money to help support myself for a little bit. But now that the mandates are dropped, the only thing stopping me from going back to the track is the fact that I don't have a drift car. So in this video, we're changing that. Right, so picked up the old man's car, picked up the trailer, and also picked up the old man himself. Pull up in a bus stop, chert, waiting for Mace. Well, we rocked up and the S14 is just sitting out here. It's definitely rough. Definitely needs a paint job. What's that?
Said you're not wrong about it being rough.
Yeah. It's perfect for what we want though.
Yeah. Well, you're only using it for the track, aren't you?
Yep. Yeah, this is already all cut out too. This is perfect. What else we got? We got bumpers.
Some bumpers.
Is it like a genuine bumper or something?
Yeah, but this is a $1,000 bumper.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
If it was in good condition.
Yeah,
But this-
clean it up then.
Yeah.
You fix it, couldn't you?
Yeah. There's a factory Navan bumper. Oh, they've cut all this out. On the other side, they've left all this here so you can like pull it back and weld it to here so it seals the whole inside off.
Oh,
But they
yeah.
fucking cut that. It's
And
got the factory
guards as well.
factory manual handbrake bracket too. That's like 250 bucks right there. Alright, the new sack of shit's all loaded up. It's rustier than your shit box.
Yep.
Just like that.
Some fucking rubbish.
Hey, it works.
That does work.
Just dropped the shell to the roof and just drove the trailer out. That's how you do it.
New six swing.
It's good Kiwi ingenuity, eh? I've just realised you haven't been on camera in ages. What are you doing if you're 33, mate?
Hibernating.
It's about 5 days on from when we picked up the new S14 shell. Sitting in the garage here, last night I spent a good few hours going through this thing, pulling out all the bits that were inside, which is everything laid out here. We ended up with front guards, front rear bumper, hood, and a boot lid. But the boot lid's pretty cooked and everything else is, yeah, not really in good condition. So I'm not using any of that except the bonnet. Initially I wanted to upload this video on Sunday, but the reason I held off on doing that is because I wanted an extra couple days to just sort of go over a bit of a plan. Me and Matt talked about it. I had the idea pretty much as soon as I got it to basically just get this thing going as soon as I possibly can, because I still have all of the parts from my old drift car, literally everything. The only thing that I sold from that was the shell itself. Got the motor, got the big box that I was going to be putting in that. We got all the front subframe and angle kit that I put in the Zafiro. I will be taking that back out of the Zafiro, which isn't a big deal because that means I can put factory stuff back into the Zafiro. And I don't know, maybe we run that through cert. Plan is still to sell that. I don't need to rob really much off that other than the front angle kit and stuff like that. But again, I can just chuck standard stuff back on that. That way I can actually utilize the angle kit in this. The angle kit felt super good in the old car. I was really happy with how the steering felt. I just needed to run some stiffer springs in the front and run a sway bar, so the car didn't sort of dive on transition or entry and stuff like that. This is the old RB25 Det that was out of my track car that initially actually came in that S14. So it's now going to wind up in its third S14 of mine. So it's going to be going in this along with the big box that I have sitting there. On the second track day on my old drift car, we absolutely destroyed a small box and the plan was to chuck that big box in. But then obviously the whole mandate thing happened, sold the car, but now that gearbox will be going into this. This does need quite a bit of fabrication work. We're not going to worry about doing all of it before the tune, just just what we need to get it ready for the tune. So gonna be doing a firewall. The reason that this has been cut out like this is so thicker plate can be put in there, just in case if a flywheel or something like that was to let go. Needs to do a bar from the strut tower to the rail down here, yeah, just to give this a bit more strength, and also needs to do a support for the radiator, intercooler, headlights, things like that. We won't worry about the headlights for the tune, but obviously intercooler and radiator is pretty important. Coming to the back, you guys seen that this was all cut out previously. In my old track car, I still ran the factory fuel tank, but in this, we're gonna swap that out and we're gonna put a fuel cell in here, because I do plan on switching to E85 before the Drift South season starts. And the reason for that is, I've actually been talking with the guys at Car Aid for a little bit since we did the Laurel video, and they're actually keen to build me a motor, which initially was actually going to be planned to be put into a BMW. I didn't think I was gonna be able to afford another S chassis drift car, but this popped up for a real good deal, so we're back in the Sylvia game. But yeah, they're still going to be building that motor for me, but I figured until that's done, we may as well chuck that 25 Det that's just sitting there into this so we can get some seat time. But that new motor that they're building me is going to have a bunch of head work done to it. It's going to rev to the moon, and yeah, it should make about 500 horsepower on ethanol, which will go really good in this. But this setup, I'm going to change the injectors out, and we should be good for about 400 horsepower, which perfect seat time car for, I don't know, 2-3 months until we get closer to the Drift South season, and then we'll swap in the new motor. I kind of want to do the Navare gearbox as well and put some stronger different axles in this thing. This should go together relatively smoothly because I do have everything from the old track car to throw into this. And saying that, we do only have 2 weeks to get this done for the tune, so we are gonna just purely focus on getting this thing ready for tune. We're not gonna worry about making it look pretty, tidying anything up, painting anything for now. We're just gonna get this thing on the dyno and get it tuned, and then literally the day it gets tuned, we'll pull it back into the shed, pull it right back to a bare shell like you see it here, and we'll underseal the whole car, paint everything, make everything look nice and pretty, and then we'll be able to just chuck everything back on it in about a day. Being a track car, we're going to build this so it's easy to service, easy to pull down, put back together, rebuild, whatever. Because obviously on track stuff, you're going to get into contact, accidents, and just general breakages during drifting. It's nice to have a car that's easy to work on. I'm so damn excited for the next couple of weeks, guys. I'm sorry for those of you that really wanted to see the Zafiro get done. Unfortunately, it's going to be put on hold for about a month. It's not going anywhere. We're definitely going to still finish it, but I just think this is a better use of my time, because once this is done, then we can get back to the track. And once we're on the track, then we can use our time in between to work on the Zafiro. But that's going to wrap it for this one anyway. Cheers for watching, guys. You know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for the content with this thing, because it's going to be awesome.